Alrighty guys, so welcome back to another very special episode of Grim Reaper RC. You can see that we've already been a little bit busy, and this is where I'm going to start you guys off. So, if you guys have the same problem as me, then you're going to be listening up right here. So, when I was driving my Promoto, this is the Losi Promoto MX, this is the Pro Circuit version. I already took off his pants and his bottom half of his torso. There is a full video part to that by Losi, so I don't want to bore you. I don't undo the hand part. I just flip him forward. It's not really that big of a deal. I do use this car, so if he hits his head on there, it's not too bad. So I'm going to clean inside of here. You guys can see there's a little bit of sand and dirt on the inside, so this is a good opportunity to clean your RC after you take off the side fairing. Now, this is where I want the brake to be. If I push right here on the tire, you can see that it's freewheeling at a great amount. It's a good speed, and I can adjust on the remote how much brake I want from there. So this is set up to a good point right here. Now what I want to do is adjust the tension on here. So now if we zoom in, which Losi didn't do a good job on this part of the video, so this is why I am doing my own section of this video. You are going to adjust this end section right here. Now, they did it reverse to how I think, well, actually how I know would be easier to adjust this brake tension. So, seeing that it's already previously too tight, if you pull it tighter than it needs to be, you can adjust the brake easier, because then you can let it free spin and have the position that you need it to be in to tighten it down. Now that is why I already took off the side fairing. We already did our little adjustment to make sure that this piece right here is basically almost touching this point, which is where the servo end adjustment is, basically to where the brake line comes all the way up through the fender and all the way down into here. Now you can see the reason I'm adjusting this is because it is a little bit too tight. Now you're probably wondering, how can I tell if mine is a little bit too taut as well? Now you can see I have some excessive gnawing on the brake disc here, and I know the brake disc is backwards itself, but let me tell you something, the whole tire itself is backwards because of the way that the slants are cut. It's a little bit better to get traction this way, especially on slightly wet pavement or cement. This definitely helps out. Make sure you guys try it out, and then if you do like it this way, make sure you tell people that the Grim Reaper RC showed you how it is done. So we do have some upgraded parts in here as well. Now this was rubbing, as I told you guys. You can see the gnawing on there, so I would like to adjust that. Now we do have some upgrades on this thing. I actually have driven this once or twice. I actually had a full-on, I'm going to call out Spektrum here. I bought a brand new Spektrum G2 charger, which is the S2100 big dual charger, because I have two of these batteries. Of course, I want to rip two of these things. I do have two of them. Yeah, you heard me correct. I have two of these. So we have a Promoto version, which is the both are the Promoto, but this is more of the Supermoto Promoto version. So I will be doing some cool fender flarings to this thing as well. The G2 charger, I ended up getting it received in the mail, and when I received it, it was completely broken in multiple pieces. Couldn't even charge a battery on it, so I've been having to use the stock charger, which takes like 12 hours. I didn't have one of these. I ended up getting this bike secondhand. I didn't have one of these, so I had to get it separately. This whole thing was a mess. I do not like this charger. Highly recommend getting a new charger, but make sure that you open it before you buy it, or ask the company that's sending it out to you to open it before they ship it out to you. So now I did add some carbon fiber onto here. Right here, I did add some carbon fiber. Looks pretty good. Had some scuffing on here. I did order, like I said, some graphics and some new side fairings, so that should not be a issue. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna grab the remote, turn on the remote, plug it into plug the battery into here, which this should be fully charged, and then we should be able to adjust the brake tension. Not too bad. Alright, so I moved you guys to the stand just so I have a little bit more tinkering room. We have the battery plugged in. It's on. You guys can hear the fan. The servo is spinning. We have our brake trim, which is, please zoom in, there we go. The front brake trim, we want this to be turned all the way down. Now, if we spin this, and then we hit the brakes, and then we let go, you guys can see that it is fairly taut up front. Yes, I know that it is beeping. I don't have my flywheel on, and I have some dead batteries. So we know this is set up to where it is. It's a little bit taut, so I'm going to leave this here, and I'm actually going to turn it off real quick, just so that we don't have this annoying beeping. And then I'm going to grab my 0.5 millimeter driver. I do have the Traxxas set over here on the side, which you guys could probably see the corner too. I'm going to adjust you guys just so that you can see this a little bit better. I'll get you in here because this is where Losi didn't really get you guys up close. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to stick this in here and make sure that it is in and around where you can feel. Let's see. Should be able to get in here. I might have to cut the camera and then adjust you guys once I have it on there. Alright, so we're going to have some whining noises from the servos real quick. I'm going to try to get you guys zoomed in here. I'm going to back you up just a little bit. Alright, so there we go. We have a little bit of free spinning motion on here. Now, the easiest way to do it is just loosen this right here. Now, it is a 0.25, not 0.5. That was my issue. Now, that's literally all you have to do is just loosen it with a little bit of tension, so you want to be using the long way. Now, to tighten it back up, you want to just do the adverse thing, which is just to tighten it. Lefty-loosey, righty-tighty. Then I'm going to flip it out, use the long end. This was a super easy fix this way. The way that they have the adjustments is just a little bit too in-depth for what you truthfully need to do. Now, this doesn't have to be too tight because it is on a cord, but you want to make sure that it will not come off. So that is definitely good. Let's back it up just a little bit more. See if we have freewheeling motion, and then see if we have brake. So we should be able to freewheel good. Now we hit the brake, come back up, and we should be freewheeling perfectly again. So that is definitely how you want to have the brake adjusted. That is perfectly set up the way it is right now. The tension is perfect on it. The way that it comes, the tension is definitely not that great. It's stopping super tight, and we have it turned all the way down. So we still have a bunch of future adjustments for it, and it's set up all the way good. Now, I still have a few more upgrades coming in for this thing. I know you guys are probably like, oh my god, this thing's getting all these crazy upgrades and it's a basher. Well, you are right. That is very true. I think I'm going to turn this off just so that we don't have any whining noises or any servo noises or weird beepings. So I do have a bunch of different upgrades on here. I'm going to go over a few of them real quick. I will unplug this battery, don't you guys worry. We have the rear little C, I believe this is actually called, let's zoom in so that you guys can see. This is the Viviton shock brace on the bottom that we have here. We have the rear tire mount on here, which is the aluminum one, which is absolutely insane. We also have a bunch of different upgrades up front as well. We actually have the upgraded brake disc. It's okay, not too good. We have the upgraded gear in the back here, chain drive gear system. We have the upgraded gear. I'm going to unplug this battery real quickly just so that you guys can see on camera. You do not want to keep batteries plugged in. I'm going to do a flip ski on this thing and pull it back. You guys can see we have the upgraded sprocket and gear on here, which is absolutely awesome. Love the way it looks, love the way it handles super well, especially with the full-on Promoto setup. Now, while I'm talking, I'm just going to do a little. We do have the mount right here, so this is for the spare tire in the back. Now, you guys were just wondering, whoa, is this a different one? Yes, I do have two of them. I told you guys I have two of them. You guys can see it's a different one because at the end of the video, you'll be able to tell the differences between them other than the gold parts and everything like that. Also, brand new, never even used, no scratches on it. You guys can see that the front brake rotor is on backwards because I do have the front tire mounted reverse or upside down opposite, depending on how you'd like to say it. We have the other dirt bike, which has the Promoto wheels. I have brand new dirt bike wheels for it here, front and rear, and I do have a yellow body plate here for it, which I do plan on doing a custom wrap for that one. I'm probably going to wrap this one, and I'm probably going to wrap the other green one with a black, probably, or maybe even a yellow. I'm not too sure yet. I do have only one livery design done, so I will be doing one of them. I'm not too sure what I'll be doing with the other, so make sure you guys stay tuned to see what I do with it. I promise you it's going to be absolutely insane and definitely worthwhile sticking around and watching for. If you guys haven't already, make sure you guys subscribe. I don't ask too much, so make sure you guys subscribe. We learn on this channel. We have some fun on this channel. We do some investigating. I'm probably going to try binding it to this remote right here, because right now it is running on this right here, which is the specific one for the Promoto for the flywheel. I do have two of them. One is painted black. The other is gray. I actually received this one black. Not too sure how it was black, but it is. I don't know if it's like a second series of the Promoto or another wave of them, but I did actually get two different color remotes, so that is pretty cool. One of these was upgraded. This one is brand new, obviously. Absolutely awesome. Great little stands. I love these things. Such great RC cars. I was actually hesitant about ordering one of these when they first came out a few months ago. I was like, oh, they're not going to be that good. Every single RC motorcycle sucks that's been out so far. I'm not going to like it. I ended up waiting so long. I ended up receiving one of them, and it was absolutely insane, so I ended up buying another one. It's absolutely such a cool RC car. If you guys don't have one of these, definitely get yourself one of them. Super fun, super cool to work on. Definitely not something you can run everywhere. They're not good in the sand. They're not good in the snow. They're not going to be good on the beach. They're not going to be good anywhere that's super muddy. They're probably not going to be that great in big rocky areas. You need open areas to drive these things, basically like a little field or something like that. They're not like these little crawlers or drifters or the big Arma felonies. They're such big different RC cars. Now, in comparison, it's basically taller than a 1/10 scale crawler. If I had a crawler here, I believe a crawler only goes up to this point, so the driver figure does add a higher center of gravity in here, especially with all of the weight and everything. So they are super cool RC cars, definitely different. It's a new learning experience. They lean, you deal with the leaning, you don't turn these things. It's just such a cool RC. All right, so after a quick water break, because you guys make me dehydrated talking so much, we have a fully free spinning wheel. You don't have to do that weird adjustment to the bottom piece. You don't have to take off any extra lines. You don't have to do anything like that. You just have to take off one fender flaring piece and adjust one screw. You literally only need one screwdriver in two different size heads. That's not too bad. The body of the driver figure comes off super easy. And speaking of the body of the driver figure, I did actually make some custom elbow pads, as you guys can see right here. They are just the knuckle piece to Fox Racing gloves. Then I ended up cutting off the fingers and cutting off the joint piece to where it goes to the top of your palm. Then I ended up just spinning around the part that goes around the front part of your finger, and that makes a good little twine piece that comes across here, and it looks like a perfect elbow pad. Now, the only reason why I did that is to just basically learn with it. Now, you guys can see it's a little bit dirty underneath there from getting dirt underneath it and it rubbing back and forth when doing wheelies, but it's not torn up, it's not destroyed or anything like that. Looks absolutely perfect, so that is a really good thing too. The jersey of the figure itself is holding together pretty well, not too bad. I only have a few drives into this thing, so it shouldn't be ripped up, but I do expect it to have some wear and tear. Now, I did put some white paint across the driver's name back here because I am completely getting rid of that. I don't know who it was. It said Scott and Peyton down here. Now, good for Scott Peyton getting a Losi Promoto with his name on it, but that's not mine. That's not how I like to have things in my studio, as you guys know. So I will definitely be doing some more custom upgrades to it. I actually have a cool little rig coming in today for this, so I'll probably have a video coming out very shortly on it, so make sure you guys stay tuned for that. It's going to be absolutely insane. Hope you guys enjoyed the video today. Hope you learned something new. Definitely a super cool video. Um, Definitely easy to work on. This is one of the best RC cars there is, no doubt about it. Super, super, super scale travel shocks. I love the way this little stand is for it. You do need it to turn it on, or you can just put it on its side, but I do like having the stand with me. And there is a rear tire stand as well. So that is basically it for the Losi Promoto. I hope you guys enjoyed the video today. Like I said, I hope you learned something new. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the very next episode of Grim Reaper RC. Don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe, and turn on the post notification button because we have so much more coming. So, thank you guys so much for watching Grim Reaper RC, and I'll see you in the next episode.